So Merry and Pippin are chilling on the ruins of Isengard when they see the boys riding up and say,
"Welcome to the party, pal!"
Then Gimli says,
"You made me run. I hate running."
Then Pippin finds a pretty rock in the water and Gandalf says,
"No, that is not a toy."
And takes it for safekeeping. But when everyone's asleep, Pippin says,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna touch it.
Then Sauron says,
"Tell me everything."
But when Pippin sees Sauron's next target, Gandalf says, "Road trip!" And takes him off to a place called Minas Tirith, where they start a beacon lighting chain, and when Aragorn sees it, he says,
It was very lit.
and Theoden says,
Roll out!
and they ride off to help. Meanwhile, Frodo, Sam, and Gollum are rock climbing on some stairs, and Gollum says,
I don't eat carbs.
tosses all their bread, and frames Sam. So Frodo says,
Please go.
Then Faramir's dad Denethor says,
Kill yourself.
and sends him on a suicide mission. Then Aragorn says,
I'll get the Ouija board.
and the boys go to recruit some dead guys. Then the battle starts at Minas Tirith, and Denethor says,
We're dead! We're dead!
but then Gandalf says,
Bitch, please.
and takes command. Then Gollum leaves Frodo to the mercy of a giant spider, and Frodo says,
I've made a huge mistake.
but then Sam finds the bread Gollum threw away and says,
Oh, you motherfucker. Okay. All right.
and goes back to save Frodo. But Frodo's getting webbed up by the spider, so Sam says,
Let's go right now. Bring it on.
and beats the spider. But he thinks Frodo's dead, and some orcs show up and say,
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
and take him away. Then Denethor's gonna burn Faramir's body, but Pippin says,
There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead.
but Denethor ignores him, so he runs to get Gandalf. Then Theoden and company finally show up to help, and they say,
Dead, 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 dead.
then Gandalf and Pippin save Faramir, and he says,
I'm not dead.
and Denethor says,
I'm gonna kill myself.
then the king of the Nazgul attacks Theoden, but Eowyn says,
What are you doing up there?
and Ringwraith says,
Stupid boy.
then Eowyn says,
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
and kills him. Then Theoden says,
So, I think I'm done.
and dies. Then Aragorn says, and sends the dead guys to heaven or something. Meanwhile, Sam saves Frodo from the orcs and says,
Your ring back.
and they start sneaking over to Mount Doom. Then the boys and friends say,
Maybe we can distract them.
and challenge Sauron to clear Frodo and Sam's path. And Aragorn says,
All right, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
but when Frodo gets to Mount Doom, he says,
I'm the bad guy.
and decides to keep the ring. But then Gollum shows up and says,
I will bite your little finger off and I will eat it.
but Frodo says,
Man, you wanna wrestle?
and they fall off the edge, Gollum dies, and the ring is destroyed. But Frodo holds on, and Sam says,
Come here, get up. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right.
and they make it out. Then Gandalf says, and they fly to safety. Then back in Minas Tirith, he says,
The king has returned.
then years later, Frodo leaves Middle-earth, and Sam says, then he goes home and says, then the movie says,
That's a wrap.
and I say,
Thanks for the watch.
Please go.